Hi everyone, so welcome to my first ever Halloween tutorial, yay! So for this I've created like a spider queen slash black widow slash chick covered in spiders and cobwebs sort of look. I wanted to do something that was easily creatable at home that you didn't, have to go and buy like a whole heap of prosthetics and glue and paint and all that sort of stuff. So it's just using makeup you can find at home. So to get started with this look, you first want to take a foundation that is way lighter than your skin tone is naturally. Today I'm using MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I think this is the colour NW10. Basically it's much paler than me, so I'm just going to cover my face and neck using this one. I'm then taking this black eyeliner. This is the Fluid line in Black Track by MAC also, and I'm going to be using this one to fill in and sculpt my brows. I'm just making them very dark, very angular and scary looking, and by using a black eyeliner rather than a brow powder or gel, it's going to contrast really well against the paleness of the skin. First step for the eyes is to take a red lip liner pencil. If you've got a red eyeshadow base, that's obviously going to be better, but this is all I had and it does make it just easier to access for you guys at home. I'm sure you've all got a red lip liner. I'm just going to be using this all over the lids of my eyes as a base and then blending it out with a brush. I'm now taking a red eyeshadow. This one is by Makeup Geek. I will list all the details below, and I'm basically just patting that one all over the red lip liner to set it in place. If you don't have a red eyeshadow, don't worry too much. You can use a translucent powder instead. That will work just as well. I'm now taking a black eyeshadow and I'm going to be working this one into the outer corners of the eyes to really build up the darkness and the intensity. Just making it nice and black and smoky, but don't carry it too far onto the inner lid because we do want to make sure that we keep those nice red spidery eyes there in the center. Now I'm going to take some glitter glue. This is the LA Girl one, and just tapping that on with a finger, and then I'm also then going in with some bright red glitter. Obviously this is optional, but I wanted to add glitter because I just love glitter. You guys know me and my glitter. Now with some liquid eyeliner, I'm just going to darken the eyes up even more. Liquid eyeliner is much easier to use over the top of coarse glitter than a gel or a pencil, so that's what I've done here. I'm then just dragging some black shadow through the lower lash line, and then I'm going to carry a black Kohl pencil through the lower lash line as well. And just always remember to blend it all out in together just so it's nice and seamless, dark and smoky. We want really scary red spidery eyes, but spidery eyes doesn't mean you gotta have nasty sharp lines now, does it? Now going in with a very pale concealer colour. It was difficult for me to find one that was lighter than this foundation because I look so pale here. And I'm just working this one underneath the eye area, basically just cleaning up any of the fallout and concealing any dark under eye areas. And now just going in with a pair of very long spidery sorts of lashes. Obviously optional again, but I say go hard or go home, girlfriend, so I've gone with the lashes. Now setting it all in place, feel free to use a white powder if you do own one. I've just used a translucent powder because that is what I have. And now time for some contouring. So you want to take a really dark colour with like a taupey ashy undertone. You don't want any bronze on the face. Basically you just want to make your cheekbones look a little scarier, and also drag that contour down a little sort of further towards the mouth than you normally would, because you don't you want your face to look 3D and sculpted, but you don't want to look pretty, if that sort of makes sense. And just blending it in with my foundation brush as well as needed. Now for the fun part, I'm going to start drawing in the cobweb on the side of my face. I'm just using a black Kohl pencil. If you want to use a gel eyeliner, that's going to work just as well. I just found it to be a little bit easier with a pencil. Now if you're not used to drawing cobwebs, you might want to try a couple of times on a piece of paper first. Basically you can just draw a nice big star with straight lines, and then you can draw little sort of circular lines in between to just connect them up as well. Now the great thing about this look is that it doesn't need to be ridiculously neat. It nearly looks better when the cobweb is a little messy, so just keep that in mind if you're a little worried. Now taking some silver eyeshadow to shade in certain parts of the cobweb. Basically by doing this we're just going to make it look a little bit more 3D and not just like a flat drawing on the face. Also adding a little bit more dimension with a white eyeliner. Just place it in all the areas where you think is appropriate. Really, just be as creative as you want. It's all about individuality, so, you know, there's no real set way to do this. And then just also fixing up the cobweb on the other side as well. Now that the cobwebs are finished, I'm now going to move on to the lips. So basically I'm first lining with a very, very hot bright red lip liner. Keeping the line very, very precise and neat. You don't want a smudgy line to your lips. If you do make a mistake, just do remember that you can go in with a concealer to correct up any mistakes. That is fine and it works so well. And now just filling in the colour of the lips there as well. Now we're going to go for an ombre lip, so we want the outer corners of the lip to be a lot darker than the inner corners. So with a black eyeliner, I'm going to start to carefully draw around the edges of the lip there, taking it sort of like maybe a third of the way in on either side, same with the top lip. And then I'm going to gently colour in the outer corners with that pencil and then smudge it all out with a brush. If you're doing this for the first time, it can be a little bit difficult to get the colours to blend seamlessly in together. One tip that I can give you is once you finish with the black, go back in with the red and sort of go over the edges of the black. It just helps the colours to really blend well into each other. And then I did decide to go back into the cobweb and add little bits of red as well, just to pull the whole look together, because we've got red eyes, red lips, so I wanted to add a little bit of red on the cobwebs as well. Moving back onto our lower part of our body, I'm now going to be working that same foundation all down my neck and onto my décolletage and shoulders. If you're wearing, well, I'm assuming you're going to be wearing some sort of clothing, but just fill in any of the skin that is visible. You don't need to cover you know, your arms and all of that. Just, yeah, make any skin that's visible white. I'm now going to start drawing on our spiders. I've already done one off camera because, let's face it, they did take me a little while to draw. So to start these spiders, you first want to draw a big round circle and then a smaller circle on top. And then you want to start drawing in 8 spider legs. So I found it a little bit easier to do the legs with the short bit closest to the body first and then angle the edge of the leg out. And then as you work down towards the end of the spider, the legs get a little bit shorter. And then the top 2 legs I took straight out from underneath the head. I mean, really, it's freehand spiders. You can draw your spiders however you want them. I'm just sort of, I looked at a couple of pictures of spiders on the internet and then I've just recreated them on myself. I'm now using a little bit of silver eyeshadow just to make these spiders a little bit 3-dimensional. And as you can see, I'm just using that same shadow to draw little shadows underneath the spider's legs. This helps the spiders to look 3D and I just think it looks so cool. It's actually hilarious that I've done this tutorial. I am like legitimately an arachnophobe. I hate spiders so much and I kept looking down at my chest and freaking out and thinking that there was a spider on me. Funniest thing you will have ever experienced in your life if you had got to see that. I'm now going to start drawing the massive cobweb on my neck. So basically starting out with that big star shape, just straight lines. If you're going to have your shoulders or chest exposed, just take the lines, you know, as far down as where your clothing will end. And then you want to start drawing in the web pieces. So I'm sure you guys know how to do this. I probably don't need to talk you through it. So yeah, I'm just going to speed through drawing in the web now. Just bear in mind that if this is your first time, you're not going to get it perfect. I certainly didn't get it perfect, and you know what? It doesn't matter. It will still look good at the end of the day, even if you feel like your lines aren't, you know, ridiculously symmetrical. Don't stress about it. It will look amazing in the end. Also, just bear in mind too that if you do make a bit of a boo-boo, you can clean it up with a little bit of concealer. Like, that will work perfectly. I'm now taking a little bit of shimmery eyeshadow and I'm just dotting this one on different areas of the webs. Again, this is going to make it a little bit more 3-dimensional and look a little bit more real. And it also adds a little bit more paleness and I guess mysteriousness, because when you're in the light, these certain areas are going to shimmer and it's going to look really, really cool. And this here is your finished look. I'd suggest wearing like a big black cape or all black clothing. This is just it with a ponytail so you can see it all finished. I am about to add some seriously scary hair. I went nuts and absolutely backcombed the crap out of my hair and filled it with hairspray. So this is the finished look. I reckon it would look really, really cool if you got some of that cobweb spray that you can buy. I think you can buy it at craft stores and that, and you can spray it in your hair and it looks like your hair is covered in cobwebs. That would really look awesome with this look as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first Halloween tutorial. I have got a couple more coming. If you do have any suggestions, please leave them in the description bar below, in the comments bar below, because I love taking your suggestions, and also give the video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. I hope you're all having a spooky October, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye! And the lipstick I'm using is the Gerard Cosmetics Colour Your Smile Gloss in the colour Fiji. Once again, oh my goodness, you guys know how obsessed I am with these. If you do want 25% off your order, use the code JOY and you will get it. These are amazing. They put the P in pigment, I'll tell you that now. And then you are done.